ones to beat, the reigning Olympic champions.
But a race-off between another German crew could be exciting.
Yes.
On their home ground as well.
And no doubt a lot of support from the home crowd. It's been quite noisy here this weekend, so it's going to be a loud one. I think both of them were automatic qualifiers through from the heats.
Okay.
Possibly. So that's in lane 5, Poland's Karolina Naja and Bita Mikolajczyk. The fastest qualifiers, 1 minute 40.348, winning the heat by a boat length.
An established crew as well, that those two very, very seasoned athletes and have raced extremely well beforehand. As of these two.
Yeah, Serbians, Nikolina Moldovan and Olivera Moldovan, Olympic finalists at London 2012, still racing together 4 years later in this Olympic cycle.
Sisters, I believe.
I believe they are.
Keep it in the family.
And then that's the successful in lane 8. We've just seen the successful Swedish pair, Karin Johansson, Sevilla Paldanius, in lane 9 alongside them from Ukraine, Maria Pov and Svetlana Ahadova.
And I think lane 8 shows that the level that the Olympic qualifiers that were held a couple of days ago were at. I mean, they just pipped the Austrians on the line by, I think, a hundredths of a second, and actually they're here competing in the A final. That's the level that they're at, and the standard you need to be at to try and qualify for the games is crazy.
Yeah, there were a lot of top crews, top athletes who didn't make it through in the first round of qualification at the World Championships last year. So despite there being quite a few athletes that weren't competing at European rounds, it was a really, really very high level. And we saw in that race in the final of the European qualifier, in the women's K2 500, the Swedish pair come through right at the end to pit the Austrians. So it'll be really interesting to see whether they stick with that race plan.
They were so strong in that last 50 metres.
So they're underway. Germany and Poland looking good out of the blocks. And it is those three crews spearheading it out in the middle. At the moment, it looks like Franziska Weber and Tina Dietzer of Germany who nose into the lead. And at the moment, alongside them,
neck and neck
with the other German crew, Sabrina Herring and Steffi Kriegerstein. And there's going to be a double amount of pressure as they try and beat their teammates, as well as try and claim the medals.
And nice difference in the black and white boats, so you can tell which crew's which. But the young crew looks like they're pulling out.
It's Franziska Weber and Tina Dietzer just pulling into the lead out in lane 4. But Herring and Kriegerstein are still very much there. Karolina Naja and Bita Mikolajczyk of Poland are currently sitting in 3rd, and the Serbian sisters in 4th at the moment. So they're coming down into the last 150 metres. At the moment it does look like Franziska Weber and Tina Dietzer, and they are starting to pull away now, and the Polish crew of Naja and Mikolajczyk have turned on the power and are stroking their way past Herring and Kriegerstein. Can Herring and Kriegerstein hold on for a medal? And can the Polish crew come through to take gold? It looks like the Germans are going to have just enough to hold on to it for the gold. And it will be Germany's Franziska Weber and Tina Dietzer who take gold in front of the home crowd, ahead of Poland's Karolina Naja and Bita Mikolajczyk. And then bronze goes to Sabrina Herring and Steffi Kriegerstein, also of Germany. And how impressive is it to have that much depth that you can have two crews that come home with medals?
It's amazing. The paddling in Germany is so strong at the moment, the German women especially, and the men. But that was a neck and neck race between the two of them, and I'm sure their domestic races have been just as tight.
And I'm sure there's been several more crews that can probably hold their own in it as well.
You can only have two here, and you can imagine they can have more. Wow.
So the reigning Olympic champions looking in fine form ahead of Rio this summer. Weber and Dietzer were the world champions in 2013. Picked up bronze last year. And you can see that means an awful lot to them. Probably a fair bit of relief as well. They managed to hold off their younger counterparts. and a fantastic silver for the Polish crew as well.